What's going on, y'all? This your boy KCFL, King Self for Life, Wrestling Takes, back again to give you my honest review about this edition, the third edition of AEW's All Elite Rampage. This is episode 3. Y'all know I was live for episode 2. I was at the show last week when Mr. CM Punk made his debut. So I was back home to watch the show, back to watching it on television. I'm going to be very, very honest with you all. After the opening match, the vibe of the whole show died. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I got to talk about it because I'm going to pull the tweet up. Y'all know I'm about to go in on Miss Brandy Rose. I'm going in on it. Miss Brandy Rose, I'm serious. Most people were trying their best to enjoy this show, but what she said killed the vibe. I'm kid you not. She trending for all the wrong reasons. I'm going to talk about Brandy after I'm through doing the review, because I want to focus on the review first. Then I'm going to talk about Brandy Rose's foolishness and all the mess that she said, which caused the entire IWC, regardless of this. Now, I'm pretty sure it was AEW apologists that was coming to her rescue, but you know most of the IWC, and it's a whole lot of us, was going at her helmet. And I'm going to dissect everything. I'm going to dissect what she said, try to explain the best way I could possibly explain it, and we'll move on from that. So we open up the show. Hold on, give me 1 second, folks. Pulling up my notes. All right, so we open up the show now. This is what I'm trying to figure out. How come Lucha Bros didn't have an interest? Like, we got Jurassic Express interest with Tarzan Boy playing, but Lucha Bros didn't have any. They didn't have no interest. I'm trying to figure that out. Now for this matchup, the Milwaukee crowd was hot. Oh, and salute to Finals MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo acting a complete fool ringside. He was sitting. They put the camera on the man, him and his brother. He was wilding out. That man was just going. I mean, every time they put the camera on him, he just clowning, acting a fool over there. I said, man, look at Giannis over here. Look at Giannis. I mean, just clowning, acting the fool. But it seemed like just for this matchup, the crowd was in it. But the Milwaukee crowd actually was hyped for this match. I understand why. This was a great opener. Now, I understand why there's mixed reaction on the IWC. There is a lot of people who I know that are upset that Jurassic Express didn't win. And there is a lot of people who are happy that the Lucha Bros win. Me, I'm conflicted because I like both of these groups. I like the Lucha Bros and I like Jurassic Express. I get why people are upset because Jurassic Express didn't win. Why? Because you got a dude that has a gimmick. Both of them got gimmicks. You got a boy and his dinosaur. And everybody, for most people, they know that the former actor who passed on, Luke Perry, that's his son. So if you want to get mainstream attention, you want more eyes, you want to bring in more new fans or whatever, you would go that route, right? But they went the typical, I don't like to use this terminology, but a lot of people talk about the Spot Fest. They went with the Spot Fest cats known as the Lucha Bros, whatever. Me, I thought this was a great match. Me personally, I thought it was a great opener. It was all over the place. Like I said, I was so focused on Giannis acting the fool. Oh, and Chris Jericho, let me tell y'all something. Chris Jericho is, that boy, he know he's silly as heck. That man was acting like a complete, I'm like, wait, ain't you a baby face on Dynamite? Now you come to Rampage back on commentary and clowning and acting a fool and just wilding out. I mean, wilding out. I'm telling you, that boy, he's something else. But Lucha Bros, they end up getting the victory, and they got the victory over Luchasaurus. Now, a lot of people said, like, shout out to my man OTRS Central. I got his frustration. Why the heck did they have Luchasaurus, the big man, get pinned? You would think Jungle Boy would be the one to take the pinfall, but they had my man Luchasaurus get pinned. And when I saw it at first, I wasn't really tripping about it. But then I was like, oh, okay. I get why he's kind of upset about that. I understand, you kind of want to protect your big dude, you know what I mean? But it is, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But great opener. It was very great opener. So after that, now people were speculating, or people thought that when they said both, we're gonna hear from CM Punk and Darby Allin, they made you think that they was literally going to appear on the show. No, they gave us a vignette promo video package. That was a good video package. It got right to the point. CM Punk talking about being back, coming back for one man, Darby Allin. He said, if I still want to prove that I am the best in the world, Darby Allin is the guy that I want to face. He seems to be the top guy in AEW. I mean, he does. He said, if I was a kid, if I was 15 years old, this guy would be the guy that I want to face. And they talked about him jumping from all heights and doing all this crazy daredevil type of stuff. He said, that's the guy that I want to wrestle. It was quite right quick to the point, got to everything, focusing on where they trying to go. They get you excited because for me, this seems like the main event of All Out. I don't know about y'all. That to me, the main event of All Out seems to be CM Punk, Darby Allin. Maybe they might go Kenny and Christian. I don't know. We're gonna find out next Sunday when everything takes place. Um, right after that, we got Miro coming out. So the music goes off, right? Next thing you know, you see Fuego rolling out. He basically beat the brakes off Fuego. After the man said he forgave the man, he basically beat the man down and basically kicked him all the way into the ring. And then when he grabbed onto his neck and he talked about, you're going to pay for everything you've done. I said I forgave your sins, but I'm still going to finish you. And then he ripped the man's helmet. He ripped the man's face mask off because you know in Lucha Libre, you know that's the ultimate disrespect by removing a luchador's face mask or whatever. You know, it's the ultimate disrespect. Well, he ripped it off, right? Well, he's been calling out Eddie Kingston all this time. Eddie Kingston's music hits. He walks off. He got a microphone in his hand like he want to say something. He wanted to say something, and he just threw the mic down, ran down to the ring, and he tried to beat the brakes off him, but he tripped, and Miro started beating the brakes off of him. Then he started beating the brakes off of him, and then right on schedule, right on cue, them doggone referees hopped in there to hold him back. I said, man, here we go. I said, every time when somebody finna beat the brakes off each other, the referees be ready to hop in there and try to hold each other off. I know what they're doing. They're trying to get us excited. They want us to be excited for this matchup. Man, listen. Miro has been on the roll. Ain't nobody taking that title off him. But boy, I'm gonna be rooting a mess out of for Eddie Kingston. I surely am. I'm gonna be rooting hard for that man. I want to see him win. I want to see this young man get that title. But you know he's not winning. But I'm telling you right now, I kind of am excited for this matchup. Two bohemian big guys going at it. Let's see what type of styles they bring together as they clash next Sunday on pay-per-view. So then, let's see what's next. Oh, so now we got the women. Now we got Taya Conti versus Allie the Bunny. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This is when the crowd died. This is when Milwaukee went back to sleep. They went to sleep and they didn't wake up after this. Taya, I still think Taya is great. I think she still needs work. Bunny, on the other hand, though, all Bunny do is just, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I think this young lady got to go back to the drawing board. I really do. Like, she got the gimmick. She got the gimmick. You know, she a bunny. That's what we know. That's her character. She got the character. But in-ring ability, man, she need a lot of work. I'm be honest with you. She need a lot of work. I'm just keeping it buck. And then so, you know, as the match go on, now Miss Aubrey, you know, she's the referee. Who come walking out there? Penelope Ford, goofy stuff, just gonna walk out to the ring. She just walks out there. And I'm like, what does she want? Now, all of them is a part of the Women's Casino Battle Royale, which is going to be on the buy-in. She walks out there, and Arby is just straight up distracted. Like, I remember when Arby first started, when we first got a glimpse of how Arby was going to rep, she wasn't taking nothing. She wasn't taking no mess from anybody. Anybody tried to distract her, she knew exactly what was going on. Now it seems like she just finds a way to get distracted left and right. Almost every match she be in, she find a way to get distracted. Penelope before was distracting her so much, the Bunny's husband, the Blade, passes her a brass knuckle and pretty much just lays her out. I mean, 1, 2, 3, and the match is over. And I'm like, man, you know what? These distraction finishes, man. To me, they shout out to my man Sam. They just lazy. They are very lazy. I'm just like, come on, y'all. Like y'all couldn't come up with something different. It's like I said, man. And then like I said, with the foolishness that happened on Twitter with Brandy, it kind of, like I said, it kind of killed my vibe for this episode. I was really looking forward to this episode. I'm serious because I'm trying to get myself hyped up for All Out. I mean, I'm hyped for All Out, but I want to get watching the show. The show is supposed to get me even more excited. And outside of the first match, I'm like, I'm not seeing anything. I'm really not. Let's see. I'll make sure I'm not missing anything. Hold on. So after that, we got a little promo package of what's about to take place next week on Dynamite. We getting Will Hobbs versus Brian Cage. Especially now with all the talking points going on about AEW not booking a black talent. Neither one of these dudes need an L. Brian Cage needs to win, and Will Hobbs needs to win as well. I don't know how you book this. I really don't. I do not know who goes over. If it was me, I think Will goes over. But Brian needs to win as well. So I have no idea what they do on Dynamite. I don't know. And I don't want it to be a distraction finish because that's what I just got through from talking about. I don't want it to be a distraction finish where Ricky Starks distracts the man and Will Hobbs pulls the power bomb or whatever his finisher is, and he ends up being. I just want this to be a straight big two bohemian dudes going at it, and whoever wins wins. That's how I look at it. But it was right to the point. They got you excited. Then they started talking about all the other stuff that's supposed to be on this up and coming, the Go Home show with Dynamite, and it's gonna be right here in Chicago from the place where they're gonna be doing the pay-per-view out there at the Now Arena. I seen what they want to do, and I was like, here we go again, y'all. We got the 8-man match, the Elite versus the Lucha Bros and Jurassic Express, and I'm saying to myself, wow, I don't want to see the casters facing each other before the pay-per-view, facing each other on the show. I'm like, this is one of the major reasons why, and I'm gonna go in on the main event next. This is one of the major reasons why I don't really care about Christian and Kenny anymore. I seen it in week 1. Then you give it to me again in this lackluster tag team match that we got tonight. And I'm like, I'm not going to give a rat's behind when this stuff happened at the pay-per-view. I'm like, y'all, we complain about this foolishness going on in WWE land, And I'm like, I get they trying to be creative. I'm like, bro, you could have just gave us Christian versus Brandon Cutler. This could have been Brandon Cutler's moment to show the world who he is. We know he's a part of the Elite. We know he's the guy that be spraying everybody, and he's the little, he's playing his heel role fine. This could have been like the sacrificial lamb for Christian to get over on Elite by destroying the little minion dude that be causing all kind of havoc. But no, they said, no, let's have Christian, because Frankie Kazarian, Kenny Omega, and Brandon Cutler. I'm like, oh, no, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't. I would have just let Christian, Brandon Cutler, and let's see what Brandon Cutler can bring to the table. Ain't that what we about? We about creating new stars, right? Let's see what Brandon can do by himself. Let's see. Yeah. This tag team match. I'm sorry. This tag team match was trash. It really was. It was trash. I wasn't really focusing because I was so caught up on talking to everybody online about what Brandy said, which I'm about to discuss before we close this video. It was garbage. I'm being honest with you. Even for Kenny's point of view, it was, because Kenny gonna give you great matches. I don't care who Kenny get in the ring with. He gonna make whoever in the ring with look good. Frankie Kazarian is a great wrestler. Christian is a great wrestler. Kenny is a great wrestler. And all of them just looked like they just was just trying to do something that just made absolutely no sense. They was just all out there just to be out there. And the crowd didn't help this at all. They was dead. After that first match, they just died. They was not into this matchup at all. And Kenny kind of walked off and therefore left Brandon Cutler by himself. And Christian did I don't think he called it the unpretty anymore, but he did his finisher and got the victory. And that's how the show went off the air. And I was sitting up here saying to myself, like, I was waiting all the way to 9 o'clock just to see one great match, and the rest of the show just feel like, oh, and I forgot to talk about Mark Henry he talked to everybody. Because it seemed like this is going to be a recurring thing in Rampage. Mark Henry's going to have to sit down with whoever's in the main event. So they're going to constantly keep doing this. I'm personally, this is me. I think it worked for the first episode, and it worked for last week's episode. But I guess for me, I guess because we was there for Rampage. But this time, I don't know, man. They might have to do something different, because it seems like we're gonna get the same thing. I remember they said that we're gonna do something different. I'm like, I'm not really seeing nothing different. You know, the name of the game is keep everybody's. You want to not only pique everybody's interest, but you want cats to continually tune in, week out. If you're doing something just like something that's the same thing, even though it's different cats, we're gonna have to like change it up a little bit. I ain't gotta see that because it's like the same formulaic thing over and over again, and the cast is gonna be like, you want new cats to tune in. You don't want cats to be like, man, if I wanted to watch garbage wrestling, I tune in to SmackDown. I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, now look here. Look, all honesty, just because I'm critiquing them and saying that they really didn't deliver on this episode, still, I can't wait till Wednesday. When Wednesday show, look, they're coming back out this way again. I'm ready for Dynamite, and I can't wait for the Go Home show or Rampage next week for episode 4. Like I said, but TK, listen to me. I'm going to tweet this at you. Listen, you're going to have to go hard, man. You're going to have to go hard. This upcoming episode of Dynamite and Rampage, you got to go hard, sir. The name of the game is to get people to buy All Out. That's the name of the game. You want people to tune in. You want to pique cats' interest. You don't want to do goofy stuff that don't make absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. So that's the Rampage review part. Like I said, it was kind of a weak episode outside the first match. The first match was great. I understand why the result got a lot of people mixed, conflicted. I get it. I'm not finna sit up here and sugarcoat and say, oh, why y'all tripping? I understand. So I understand for both sides. Like I said, a lot of people is praising it. I seen it. And then, like I said, you got certain cats like my boy Jeff who kind of like, you know what I mean? But outside of that match, this kind of was a lackluster episode of Rampage. Like I said, first 2 episodes was great. But this one, I'm like, come on, Tony. Come on, bro. Name of the game is get everybody excited for All Out. Now, I got to talk about it, folks. I got to talk about it. I got to talk about this young lady right here, man. Oh, my goodness, boy. I got to talk about it, man. I got to talk about it. Miss Brandy Rhodes. Did nobody in their mama's mama think that this would be the main talking point during Rampage tonight? Nobody. None of us. Most of us was just looking forward to this episode. We wanted to see, even though this was a taped episode, so the results was already leaked. Everybody already knew what happened, but she made herself the talking point for all the wrong reasons. And y'all know me. Look, I think Brandy Rose is one of the most, she's a very beautiful black woman. And sometimes I do my best to come to her defense. I really do. Because sometimes, a lot of times, cats just like to hate on her, not only because she's black, but because of who she's with, But then, a lot of times, Brandy kind of bring a lot of that hatred on herself because of the foolishness that she be tweeting. Well, let me show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. So, here we go. So, now I was trying to figure out, why did she tweet this? Well, okay, so I'm going to read this to you. So, She said this might be some, she got the poop emoji. But let's talk. I see a lot of people complaining on here that there aren't enough black talent featured in wrestling. Yet when black talent is out there busting their butt in the main event and holding championships, where's the love? Well, everybody and their mama's mama was coming at her, and she deleted the tweet. I was like, when I saw it, I was like, Miss Rose, girl, why? I said, Brandy, why do you do this over and over again? And sometimes I'll be feeling bad for her because I'm like, Brandy, why do you do this? Why do you bring this unnecessary hatred towards yourself? I understand this. I understand wrestling is no matter what. It's always gonna be white supremacist wrestling fans in wrestling. I don't care how you look at it. They always gonna find a way to hate on black wrestling fans, regardless. It don't matter what we do. They just gonna find a way to hate. But when you post stuff like this, knowing that what's going on in your own locker room, it's like, why? And she deleted the tweet because she knew what was coming. She knew. Then this dude said this. He's like, Brandy, most of us is trying so hard not to go in when you say these off the wall things. Sis, we got love for you. Why even do this? It makes no sense. It's not true. And the company you are in as the executive for has had how many black folk in the main event? AEW Rampage, hashtag WTF. So she called herself trying to clap back. She said Red Velvet was just in the main event of the very first Rampage. Same brand Punk showed up on. I guess you forgot. So in other words, well, we just put Red out there. Like, isn't that enough? I'm like, Red, no. Like, Red, this just don't tweet, please. First of all, you had look at. First of all, let's just go back. Remember the goofy feud that your husband was in, where he went against the guy that was from London and buried that man, Anthony Ogogo. Let's talk about that. And he started talking about all this American hero nonsense and just off the wall crap, just some dumb stuff. And then he ended up beating that man. Now I understand Anthony Ogogo ain't the best wrestler out there, but it would have made perfect sense for Anthony Ogogo to go over since Cody Rhodes is not the barrier type, quote unquote. But she goes and says this buffoonery, and now everybody and their mama is coming for a helmet. Everybody. Cass is going in on the left and right. I was like, and then they got their show about to drop, Rhodes to the Top. So you know what they're going to be focusing on because she just had Cody's daughter, which is her daughter too, Liberty. And I just say, I'm like, please, Miss Rose, please. I understand you want, like, it's okay. So, like I said, the reason why she posted that, I don't know if I said this before. I might be repeating myself. She posted this because what took place on Wednesday night with Dynamite with Miss Red Velvet, the accidental botch that happened. Well, there were people that were quote tweeting the botch over and over again. And like I said at the beginning, there's always gonna be a bunch of white supremacist wrestling fans that's gonna hate on anything that's got somebody black in it. I don't care. I don't care if it's any promotion. I don't care if it's the independent scene. I don't care if it's WWE. I don't care if it's AEW. So there is a way to say it without saying what she said. But at the end of the day, if I was Brandy, I kept my mouth shut. I wouldn't say nothing. I would have been focusing on what's going on. I would have been hyping up, hey folks, let's get ready for the show tonight. That's what I would have been doing. Just hyping up the show. But you go and do this, and now people is turned off from the product. Shout out to my boy Uncle D. Uncle D, he really don't want to do with neither products. And I understand him. And I'm like, it's unfortunate because a lot of us black wrestling fans, we want to support wrestling no matter the company. But when goofy stuff like this happen, it turns a lot of us off. It really does. I'm serious. And cats just be like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, woman, please, like, just chill. Focus on raising your daughter. Look here. Look here. You know me. I'm supporting AEW through and through, regardless. But don't say this goofy stuff when you know what you're gonna get coming back. You know the foolishness is coming your way. You know it's coming. You know cats are gonna be on your helmet like white on rice. No pun intended, but I'm telling you, cats are gonna be on your helmet. Like girl, like just don't be saying nothing. Look here, I'm rooting hard for Jade. I'm rooting hard for Red Velvet. I'm rooting hard for Will Hobbs. I'm rooting hard for Dante. I'm rooting hard for both of the dudes in the Acclaim. I'm rooting hard for Captain Sean Dean. I'm rooting hard for Scorpion Sky. I'm rooting hard for Private Party. Heck, I'm not a fan of Sunny Kiss or Nyla Rose, but look here, when they get TV time, do I trip about it? Not really. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fan of neither one of them, but look at, they represent a community and they just so happen to be black. So, you know what I mean? So, like I said, and a lot of our people, they see what's going on in AEW, and a lot of cats, they cause the pause. But then this is where I come to AEW's defense, and I say every person who I named, a lot of them is being prepared. Jade is being prepared. I'm telling y'all right now, Red Velvet is being prepared. Private Party, my man Dante. How did I forget about my man Big Shorty Lee getting ready to get, even though he about to get scrubbed at Miro. You know what I mean? They're being prepared. You know, but see, this is the type of stuff that causes us to keep bringing stuff up like this. Because when you open your mouth and you post goofy man tweets like this, now everybody gonna be in an uproar. Then you look at you. Then you gonna get you're gonna get the white folk that's gonna be saying why you bringing race into it. Then you go. It's like I say, it's a slippery slope. I say Brandy is messed up regardless. What it doesn't matter. She can say one thing, Cass gonna take it either way, or whatever. But like I said, with Brandy saying these tweets, this killed the vibe of Rampage tonight. Outside the fact that this was a very lackluster show, I'm sorry, it really was. The opener was great. The promo between with the movie vignette promo with CM Punk and Darby Allin, that was fine. I was cool with that. Miro Eddie Kingston situation, I was cool with that. Taya and Allie, that could have been a little bit better. I don't like these distraction finishes, you know. And the main event it wasn't even worth it. It was not worth it. I'm sorry. It just wasn't. But I'm still looking forward to Dynamite, and I'm still looking forward to Rampage next week. I really am. You know. But this stuff like this is what causes people to say, hold up, I don't really want to mess with AEW. And I understand why. You know. Now for me, I'm hanging in there. I tell y'all all the time. I'm gonna hang in there because somewhere down the line, we will have the titles in AEW. Now, like I said, it ain't. I know people want it to happen like tomorrow, but like I said, just be patient. But like I said, when you see tweets like these, this is when cats like, hold up, let me put the brakes on AEW. I thought they were supposed to be the so-called difference maker when it comes to mainstream wrestling promotions. This is why a lot of us tend to favor independent stuff. Now, like I said, for me, I'm getting used to all these independent scenes. I really didn't know too much about the independent scene until I got connected to Wrestling Twitter. Wrestling Twitter put me on a whole bunch of independent wrestling shows. I ain't know nothing about them. All I knew was WWE, Impact, New Japan Wrestling. Now we got AEW, like I said. But then, like I said, there's a whole bunch of independent wrestling shows. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, that's my review, man. Hit the comment section up because what I spoke on is a serious conversation that we've been needing to have in the wrestling community for a long time. Tell me everything that you feel that I spoke on. If you're in agreement with me, if you disagree with me about the show, about everything I said about Miss Rhodes over here, hey, hit the comment section up, man. It's your boy Casey Field, King Self of Life Wrestling Takes. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Now, you know what? I did say I was gonna look at this NWA women's pay-per-view. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a review on it. I'm not sure. But if more than likely, like I said, expect me back for next Wednesday for the Go Home Show Dynamite to give you my honest review about the show. But like I said, overall tonight wasn't that good. But Brandy Rose just killed the whole momentum. Because there was a lot of us that was looking forward to this episode, but then once she opened her mouth on Twitter, it killed everything, man. So I hope that doesn't affect the ratings. I'm not sure, but We'll find out. Anyway, this your boy Casey Field, King Self Life Wrestling Takes. I'm gone.